Hey friends, welcome back to the vlog. In this episode, which was filmed at the end of February 2020, before the coronavirus decided to take over the UK, I'm embarking on a quest to create the world's best, most in-depth online class on how to study for exams. The class has just launched on Skillshare, who are kindly sponsoring this video, so you can check it out for free by clicking on the link in the video description if you like. But this is the behind-the-scenes vlog of how we put it together. So the day starts at 8 AM when I get up and spend an hour generally screwing around on my iPad, which I made the mistake of parking next to my bed before going to sleep. At 9:10, I finally negotiate myself out of bed, drop off my Aura smart ring on its charging dock, put on my Apple Watch Series 4, and head into the shower. I end up singing Something Just Like This by Coldplay and the Chainsmokers on repeat for like half an hour for some reason, not really sure why. Then after changing into semi-fresh clothing, I mindfully empty the dishwasher, wash the dishes, clean the kitchen a bit, and make my morning cup of Offie with the AeroPress. At 9:30, I procrastinate a bit more by sorting out the living room and setting up the camera ready to film the class. At 10 AM, Angus, one of my new team members, arrives, and we spend some time going over the structure of the class and making sure the videos we've already planned make sense within that structure. We're using the app Notion to plan everything as usual, so here you can see us with our list of lessons and juggling things around to try and come up with a structure, and eventually we decide to split the class into 3 parts. Firstly, how to understand what we're studying, secondly, how to remember what we're studying, and thirdly, how to maintain motivation and focus for studying. At 11 AM, filming begins with videos about how to understand anything with the Feynman technique, some stuff about active recall of course, and then an in-depth discussion about whether and how to take notes during class and after class. Alright, so it's 1 PM and so far we've filmed 7 videos of the class, the 3 steps of effective studying, understand anything, active recall, how to take notes, and scoping the subject. And we've got a little funky setup going on. So Sony A7 III backup microphone, Rode Video Mic Pro Plus, small HD monitor, proper microphone, Rode NT-G4 Plus, I think up here, which is hopefully slightly out of frame. And then aperture 120D with the space light over there. And that's Angus over there.
Hello.
Angus has been helping out with the course, so he's really cool. And then in a bit, I'm gonna order some takeaway and then try and bash through the rest of these like 20 videos that we have to do in the next few hours before the physiology supervision this evening. So exciting times. All right, so welcome to the second segment of the course, which is about remembering. So segment number 1, or step 1 was understand. Step 2 is remember. And as a reminder, step 3 is focus. So we'll talk a lot more about kind of distractions and motivations and procrastination, all that kind of stuff in the focus segment. But now we're going to be diving into all of the evidence-based tips for remembering / memorizing things. But again, just to reiterate, understanding is the most important part. I continue filming videos in this vein for the next 45 minutes until lunch arrives from Pizza Express. To motivate myself to continue filming these videos, I tell myself, right, I'm allowed to give myself 1 slice of pizza after every video. So hopefully 16 slices, 16 videos, what a legend. This is classical Pavlovian conditioning in action, ladies and gentlemen. For the next few hours, I film more and more videos for this, rewarding myself with a slice of pizza, sometimes 2 in between each one. Yes, I'm using scissors, don't judge. This is actually the best way of cutting pizza. It's just so easy. Oh, look at that. It's so clean, so effortless, and only heathens would judge someone for using scissors to cut a pizza. At 3 PM, having done another 5 or so videos, I take a break to make a cheeky cup of coffee with the AeroPress and then continue doing more and more videos. All right, so what's the time? So it's 10 minutes to 4 and we've just, this is where we're at so far. So we've got how to study for exams. We've done all the understand videos. We've done most of the remember videos, and I've actually just done the video about the PEG system, which is one of these fancy memory techniques that I used to use in my second year. And I've dug up, thanks to Evernote, I've dug up this document that I wrote, here we go, in August 2012. This was just before my first year of university when I decided that I wanted to become a memory champion and become really good at memorizing stuff, because that's what you did in med school. But it's basically like the PEG system is about converting numbers into words. And so this system means that a 1 becomes a T or a D, and 2 becomes an N, a 3 becomes an M. And this is what I used in my second year of med school to memorize loads of like references for papers that we had to put in our essays. Because that was the way at the time to get a high mark in essays, by showing you had external evidence and that you'd done wider reading. So I got some papers off the internet that I could put into each essay, and then I used this PEG system to like memorize what the reference was. And that like worked great for remembering these random obscure references that I could then put into my essays. And in my second year, I actually got a first. And I think part of that was down to the extra extra little spicy bits that I put in my essays from using the PEG technique to memorize just a whole list of references. But yeah, just done a video about that for the class. Now I'll do a couple more, then take a quick break to eat a bit more pizza, and then we'll continue. All right, so it is 5:30, just about, and I now need to head over to Girton College, which is one of the colleges of the University of Cambridge, to do my physiology supervision. So we're going to be talking about the kidneys, because they've just finished up their fluids and electrolytes lecture series, which is all about the kidneys. Where's the iPad? And so we'll just run the session based around that. Yeah, right. Do I need anything else? Oh, I need to buy food on the way there, snacks for the session. And cool, let's go. So then I drive over to Girton College, grab some snacks from a petrol station along the way, and run the supervision from 6 to 10 p.m. Right, so that's the kidney supervision done on the physiology of the kidneys. It's really, really freaking cold right now. We went over basically the kidneys. So there was a group of 5, we had a group of 2, and then a group of 3. Lasted about an hour each. And so we went over basic functions of the kidneys, so filtration and reabsorption, and then we talked a little bit about acid-base homeostasis and serum osmolality homeostasis, and then we kind of planned a few essays as a class. Talked about how we'd go about answering certain questions if there were essays. So one of the fun ones was the idea that a single can of Coke contains more hydrogen ions than the entire body put together, or something like that. So how does the body respond to such a large amount of phosphoric acid when you drink a can of Coke? And that was all about the different sort of buffer systems. So there's 5 main buffers in the blood and in the kidney filtrate that the body can use to buffer hydrogen ions. And then we talked about medium-term compensation through the respiratory system. Now I'm heading over to the station to pick up my cousin, who is visiting the UK from Pakistan, and he's going to stay with me in Cambridge for a few days, which is very exciting. So let's say hello to him. So here we have Jahazeb. Jahazeb, say hello.
Hi.
Jahazeb is visiting from Pakistan. He's in the process of taking his PLAB to come to the UK as a doctor, and we have just ordered some food from that kebab and burger stall, which I'm ashamed to say is like the 5th time this week that I'm getting a chicken wrap from there. But hey, what can you do? We drive home with the chicken wraps in tow, have a quick chat, and then I leave my cousin to his own devices while I continue filming the rest of the videos in this class, and everything gets wrapped up at around 11:30 p.m. All right, so all these videos are finally finished. We have done about 28 videos today, and I think that's pretty good going. So this is the SD card that has all the audio in it, and this is the SD card that has all the video in it, and I'll show you the setup. So down the hallway, this is like the extra computer that I have just to upload files. So I'm gonna chuck the files from the SD card onto the external hard drive, and then I'll upload them to Google Drive overnight so that Christian, my editor, can get the files in Romania, and then he'll be able to edit them, hopefully. So he's got his work cut out for him. Sorry about that, Christian. But hey, it's gotta be done, am I right? And then after transferring all of these files over, I set up the airbed in the living room and we call it a day. I'm pleased to report that this class on how to study for exams is now live on Skillshare. In total, it's over 35 videos covering evidence-based techniques around everything you could want to know about how to study for exams in a structure that's hopefully easy to follow and hopefully makes sense. The reason I like putting stuff on Skillshare is because, firstly, Skillshare is amazing. For less than $10 a month, you get access to thousands of online classes, including now 2 of my own. And secondly, Skillshare is very generous in that they've got a 2-month free trial in which you can watch as many of the classes as you like, including my own. So if you're subscribed to Skillshare like I am, you can click the link in the video description to access all of these videos in my new class. Or if you're not yet subscribed to Skillshare, you can click the link in the video description to sign up to the 2-month free trial, which you can use to watch the class and a load of others. And others I'd recommend initially are my friend Thomas Frank's classes on building your own productivity system, and he's got a new one as well about building habits. And I found both of these really helpful personally. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Hopefully it gave you an idea of what the behind the scenes process looks like of putting an online class together. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.